Time to bring in the boy wonder, a.k.a. the sports watchdog. We know him as Mason Kern. Mason, will start right there. $100 million for Coach Jon Gruden. Good deal, bad deal?
We'll definitely have to wait and see if the money pays off in the end. I think Jon Gruden's a very offensive-minded coach, and so they're really going to develop Derek Carr, their quarterback, at a much more efficient rate, and he could very well be an all-star in the near future if he stays healthy. Obviously didn't this year. The defense is going to need some work. That's what the coordinators are for, and like they said, going to Vegas, it's definitely a good place for this Raiders team to be.
There are reasons why some organizations just flounder. It's moves like this. That
we'll wait and see.
Patriot Paradise. We talked about this. We touched on it. You weren't around yesterday, but it's now catching fire on a national basis. That supposedly things aren't well between the Belichick, Kraft, Brady scenario. Can you talk a little? Do you buy into it?
I don't fully buy into it. I think that is being hyped up a little bit too much.
We should mention it has to do with, or at least part of it has to do with Brady's trainer and having too much access around the team.
Exactly, yeah, and Bill Belichick doesn't want Tom Brady's trainer on the sidelines anymore because he's not a member of the organization, and that's completely understandable. But people saying Tom Brady's going to leave the Patriots, I don't think that's going to happen. That's unrealistic. I think their dynasty is going to be forever cemented. He and Belichick have been a part of this organization in such a huge way, 5 Super Bowls, and I think it's going to die down pretty soon.
There's talk that Bill Belichick wanted to keep Garoppolo and get rid of Brady. Do you buy into that?
I think that it was a succession plan type thing. I can see that.
All right. Biggest upset in Wild Card Weekend will be?
I think there's a good chance the Bills beat the Jaguars. I know that people are going to say, oh, 17 years not in the playoffs, but I think the Bills, this could be their year. This is the time to strike. The Jaguars lost 2 consecutive games at the end of the season, their first time all season, and Blake Bortles struggled in those 2 games. 5 interceptions, 2 touchdowns. So if this is the time for the Bills to win and make it to the playoffs.
Monday, it's the title game, Dogs and Tide. Who wins?
I'm going the Crimson Tide. They have the best rush defense in the league, and obviously Georgia relies on its running game senior duo, Nick Chubb and Sony Michel. They're their 2 star running backs. But I think Alabama is just going to have a more efficient game. Jalen Hurts, freshman quarterback, versus Jake Fromm. I think that's going to be a good matchup, but Bama ends up taking it.
I'm going to give you a second crack at this. Royce Freeman has been invited to play in the Senior Bowl. Yes, if he plays in the Senior Bowl, do Duck fans have a reason to be even more upset because he didn't play in their final bowl game?
I can definitely understand where the Ducks fans would be coming from, but I also understand where Royce Freeman is coming from. He has to be more business-minded now. He has his NFL career. Not many football players make it to the level that he is at right now, and he wanted to avoid injury, so I can understand that. Obviously, you can in the Senior Bowl, like you said in our little Facebook Live earlier, but at the same time, he does want to avoid the injury, any excess injury, and NFL scouts are at the Senior Bowl, so this is a critical opportunity for him.
Look at that guy. He's a stud. He's not going to get hurt.
We have a good NFL career because of this.
Okay, I don't know if you saw it yesterday, but Nota Begay, the unofficial spokesman for Tiger Woods, had this to say about Tiger's decision to play at Torrey Pines and start his comeback there.
Very logical place for him to start. He has had a lot of success there going all the way back to 1991. Won his first Farmers in 99. 1991, though, he won the World Junior Championships there, Optimist Junior World it used to be called. So great memories there, and not just look at him coming back, but let's see how his form develops, if he's able to knock off a win prior to the Masters, because if he does, then I think it bodes well for him to contend in this year's major championships.
Tiger Woods, does he win in 2018?
I think Tiger will definitely find a win at some point in 2018 at the Hero World Challenge, the last tournament he participated in. He held the lead after 27 holes, so it seems like he's swinging with no more back pain, which is a good sign. I don't think the Farmers Open tournament is where it's going to come from, though. In last year's tournament, he did not have a very good tournament, didn't make the final cut, so I don't think this is the tournament, but at some point in 2018, I can definitely see him finding a stride.
All right, you're getting ready to go back to school. You're the sports watchdog. Not only do you have a podcast, you have your own radio show. We're going to take a listen. Tell us about this.
Welcome to the Sports Watchdog radio show, hosted by Mason Kern. He keeps his nose to the ground to report on what's trending in professional and college sports, to inform, enlighten, and entertain. And now it's
the Sports Watchdog. The Sports Watchdog, Mason Kern.
So tell us about your radio show.
So yeah, basically what it is, it's going to air every Sunday afternoon on KFNX Phoenix, and it's going to be really fast-paced. I talk to guests throughout the 2 guests in each show, and most recently in the one that's airing this Sunday, it's going to be with Sean Merriman. So it's going to be, I talked a lot about NFL and his also his brand as well, but I also talk about sports, hot topics and highlights like in professional and college sports as well. And also I have my own happenings on the hardwood feature. Obviously, you know, basketball is my passion, so it's going to be basketball-centric, professional and college basketball, so that's kind of the basis of my radio show.
I'm curious, now you're at a very, the Cronkite School of Broadcasting, blah, 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 big deal.
Big deal, yes.
Big deal. Does every kid there have his own radio show, his own access to a TV station, or are you just in the upper 1%?
I'm paving the path for sure. I think I have gotten some great opportunities, especially here with KUSI and now my radio show, but everyone at the Cronkite School, they offer so much technology and there's so much innovation. The journalists that are going to come out of Cronkite are definitely going to be in an elite class of their own as well.
All right, so we come to our final topic. I don't know if you know this, but the prestigious silver pigskin is back from the jewelers. To get the diamond inlays in there, it takes forever. Sir Dutch Perry finally got Jack Tuttle's name on it. Tuttle's already at Utah, so I don't even know. We'll probably just leave the trophy out on the curb somewhere. But as you look at this breathtaking piece of hardware, look at this.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the most coveted trophy in all of high school sports. Describe it in one word.
You know, if I really think hard about this, I would have to say prestigious.
But it's in the title, so...
Breathtaking.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yes, sir.
That is it for the Sports Watchdog. You go back to school when?
Sunday night, so Monday, back to school.
The youngest sportscaster in all of the greater United States. We're honored to have him here. On behalf of the Pig and the Watchdog, we are done. Back to the news desk.